In October 2017, a combined team from 3 amateur football clubs in the UK and Germany visited the occupied West Bank in Palestine. This was a second visit for some of us who had first visited in 2014. Hosted by Hebron International Resource Network, we visited some of their projects which support villages in the front line of illegal expansion by Israeli settlements, and also we played a few football matches along the way. Day 1, and not long to settle into our new home at Herne before we head out again to our first fixture of the tour, Hebron University, a team that were in their infancy when we first played together in 2014.
By the way, my family know that I am playing football right now.
They don't know?
No.
They don't know?
I don't know. I
No.
just, I don't tell him.
Yeah.
Them, and I will not.
Yes.
Because I love it.
What would your family do if they found out you were playing football?
It's for a boy.
It's مش that for a boy, but it's not traditional. Our traditional
Just for a boy.
لا, it depends on the girl. But I fight and I will keep continuing. It will be boring.
I told my mother, but my father, I don't know. He will say no because we have a university and we have this time.
You will get tired, and you must work hard to study, to work. This will be
A distraction, like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a distraction.
meant me to play if I am happy. They will allow to me. I will كن persuade
الله يطلع لنا الحين.
إن شاء الله.
Now we
Demolition started in Khair in 2007. In 2007, we faced 2 demolition process. They demolished my uncle's house and also another house from the second part of the village. From 2007 until 2017, every year they came and they demolished many houses. Most of the houses here in Khair are demolished. All of the houses here in Khair have demolition order. For example, I want to mention community center demolished 3 times. My mother house demolished 2 or 3 times. My uncle house and my cousin houses demolished more than 4 or 5 times. My friends' houses demolished 3 or 4 times.
So we're back over the side of Khair that we visited last time we were here, that was demolished. and it's strange being back here because everything's rebuilt and everything's back to normal now. But I suppose there's two things that have really stood out for me. Firstly, they've chosen to rebuild back in the same spot that they built the houses before. What that means is they could instantly be demolished again at any time. The other big change is the settlement's grown. So when we were here before, it came along this side. There's now extra houses there, and Hannah was just telling us that they're now going to build another 64 houses coming all the way down this side, which cuts off their grazing path that they take their sheep through to graze. Now once that's built, it's going to make it really difficult for them to take their sheep to graze. They're going to have to go around a massive valley, so yeah, it's going to be really problematic.
كثير والله ليلي والله ما خلى والله يا رعد شراع على جرم اليمين 3 مرات والبراق انه شوي معه لانه معاه والله اليوم طلع يروح على ذلك وين يروح والله مشوار الحين يرجع يقعدوا في البيت يقعدوا في البيت الحين يروح مشوار الحين يرجع في البيت.
So when you were talking earlier, you were talking about steadfastness and how important it is to teach that. And I suppose it's hard for us to understand when you're constantly facing demolitions on such a frequent basis. So can you just maybe tell us a bit why the steadfastness is so important?
We believe in steadfastness because without steadfastness, without sumud, steadfastness means sumud in Arabic. Without sumud, you will not find anyone here. Our parents, our fathers, our mothers, steadfast here, protect our land. Although the settlement came and took half of the land, but until now they are here, they are steadfast here. So we are here. In our traditions, if anyone wants to leave his land for occupation, it's something a shame. Also, we know that we will suffer. We know that. We will have demolition. We know that. With peace, without any demolition, without any harassment, without any suffering. Now, I am Auda. I finished my studying at Hebron. I stayed 4 years at Hebron. Then, now I am here in Al Khair, and I will teach the children, teach the kids how to steadfast in our land. Because we want to.
Since I saw it was going wide.
Also, oh my God. Our chi.
Heads.
When she.
So we've just arrived here in Bethlehem. As you can see, we've got the walled-off hotel of Banksy here on the left, and here to the right we've got the separation wall, which we put a stencil on 3 years ago when we came. We spent last night recreating the stencil, and now we are going to try and get as many little stencils along this wall as we can. And yeah, we go from here to play the DR University of Bethlehem team for our 3rd game of the tour, and so far we're having a great time.
I don't think careful to getting too close to the paint, it drips. So we've just arrived at the DR Academy to play them for the first time of this tour.
It's particularly special for us because we played this team when we came here 3 years ago. Some of the people we played them are here today, and also they came to the UK and did a tour of the UK. So we've all seen them this year already, and we're starting to build up friendships with them. So we're all really looking forward to the game.
When we started, there was no other team besides us. So we were playing with girls from Ramallah, with girls from Jerusalem, with different cities, and we were the only team. So we were always playing against men. But now, as you could see, there are different teams in different cities.
Do you think football can change men's opinion of women in society? Does it serve that purpose?
Yes, of course. Maybe we faced some problems with men, but we are changing it, changing their way to think.
I mean, I could relate to the smallest things at school. When I used to say, okay, I would like to play football, everyone was like, no, you can't do it. It's just a men's game, you know. And then when I start playing and show them that I can do it the way they do it, and sometimes even better, they start being impressed. Oh wow, she can do it. And then they start to look up for you as a hero. And I saw this in my school when I was playing. Okay, so she's playing for the national team, you know, and they look up for you and that you're strong, you can do it.
We like to play football because it's like a gate for freedom. You know what I mean? From football, we can change it, our life. We can do it something special.
Hi, we've just arrived at the Jibadib village. We're just currently waiting on the building materials for the clinic, which should be arriving pretty imminently.
And we're very much looking forward to meeting some of the women from that are on the committee here, and learning more about the village and what life is like here, and what difference the clinic is going to make to the village.
عدد سكانها 160 نسمة و32 أسرة. طبعا القرية يعني مهمشة، يعني تفتقد لخدماتها الصحية والكهرباء والماء.
We are actually surrounded by 4 settlements. You can actually see one of them right here, but actually as further to the south as you go, you will find more and more. That you cannot build, you cannot do anything in that without an expressive written permission from the Israeli authorities. Anything that you actually build without that permit, there is a possibility that it's going to be demolished.
تقريبا يعني فترة جديدة صدرت الأراضي وما بيقدروا الناس إنه يكون في عندهم أغنام، فأكثرهم لجأ إلى إسرائيل يشتغلوا. بيطالبوا في حقوقهم، أبسط حقوقهم هي إنهم وجود الكهرباء والماء وكل ما يحتاجوه أطفال قرية جبديب، يعني وكمان بنسائهم. يعني إحنا عندنا القيادة هنا في إيد النساء أو جمعية سيدات جبديب.
So we're currently standing at the edge of Jibadib village. We're expecting a delivery of building materials to renovate a house to build a clinic here. And as you can see just over my shoulder, there's a tiny little speck on the halfway up the hill. I'm guessing that's an IDF soldier, an Israeli soldier, watching us to see what we're doing. Because we're actually only renovating a building that is already there, things should be fine. Okay, so we are currently down on the hill from Jibadib because we're waiting up at Jibadib to get the building materials to come up, but unfortunately the truck behind us couldn't make it up the hill. So we had a tractor sent down to take bits of building materials up and down in several journeys. Unfortunately, in the meantime, the soldiers that were on top of the hill have come down and actually driven up to the village, so we don't quite know what's going on there. We're staying down here by the building materials to observe, and in the hope that we can avoid it being confiscated if that were to happen.
I was just saying that, you know, for us, this is really scary and intimidating, and I'm looking around at the children thinking, that I can't imagine how it must be for them.
So we've had our passports taken off us, returned to us under the condition that we will get on the bus and go. All the building equipment has now been seized, and it's just really sad. It just shows how many times Palestinian people have to do simple things such as get building equipment to make renovations to houses, not even new houses, in order for it to actually happen.
So we're now back at the apartments. After what turned out to be a very interesting day indeed. I don't think I've ever felt that scared and intimidated in my life actually. There were settlers that turned up who were behaving in a really threatening manner with video cameras, mobile phones, kind of like this, getting everybody.
What really broke the tension was the women in the village actually brought food out to us. We all sat down just by the roadside. They came out, brought a load of food out, all the kids were just sitting with us, and almost seemed unfazed a little bit. And it was really interesting to see that and to realise that how much that they experience that on a daily basis.
It was a very surreal experience because our group was visibly kind of, very, very scared, feeling very threatened. The Palestinian families seemed just to get on with normal life. It was very apparent that this was nothing unusual to them.
So we're here again at the Dyer Academy where we got smashed yesterday, 8-2, to meet a new team called Bayat Shahur. And we'll be playing them and Dyer today.
That you're here, you're supporting our Palestinian issue, and on behalf also of Beth Sahur, please, I would like to thank you for supporting Palestine.
return to Al is that in 2015 our men came and stenciled the community centre that was there at that time. We saw the images of the stencil of the Freedom Through Football being broken up into rubble, and that really kind of basically come back and respray the community centre as it is.
Due to what happened the other day at Jebel Deep and due to how close the settlers are to us here, we've decided to come with a different vehicle, meaning only 6 of us could come. We didn't want to be recognised again with the bus, the same number plate, the same driver, but it just goes to show really the way people's right to move around is restricted. An everyday thing like this, coming to visit some friends, do something nice for them, the right to do that can be taken away from you.
Top of the ass.
New green. Let's spray the next one.
Right, ready for the big reveal?
Ooh.
Yay.
A little bit drippy.
These are the cup holders. We haven't got a chance, but we're having fun, so that's the main thing. It was really great when we turned up. We warmed up with them. They're really nice. They wanted to mix it up in the warm-up. Really, really good fun. I think it's going to be an awesome evening.
Challenges do you face trying to play sport in Palestine?
The first thing here we faced the culture and traditional way of thinking. It's difficult for them to find a girl who plays football.
The society's perspective and point of view is so difficult to accept a girl to play. It's a men's game, and it's not acceptable for a girl to walk or run in the street with a short, or in the field runs with a short, and play this tough game. It's a men's game, so always we have a group of people. They put our pictures in the newspaper and say bad words about us.
Yeah, I mean, we visited some women in Hebron University and played some football with them. When we visited them 3 years ago, there was no cameras, no one was allowed to see it, and it was very difficult for us to get a game with them. Whereas this time it was more relaxed and we could take pictures. So, I mean, how do you think things are changing in Palestine for women playing football?
The president of the federation helped us so much. He faced everyone said a bad word about the girls, and he forced us to play in Hebron with shorts, so the society there will accept the idea more and more. But that time they put my picture in the newspaper, and it was words, bad words.
And what does your family feel about you playing football?
My family encouraged me.
Yeah, most of us, they motivate us.
Yeah.
Great.
I think the ones who their family doesn't motivate them, they didn't continue.
Yeah.
We also found a problem that we don't have so many large number of girls who play football here. That's why maybe we can't continue like playing 11 to 11. There's no number of girls.
Yeah, good. But we're facing critical situations, especially in the national team. We can't gather and train now. We're gonna make the league here from 11 against 11 to 5 against 5.
Yeah, so bring it back.
Critical period of time for us.
Yeah.
So what does the future hold for women's football in Palestine? Do you think it's positive?
This period, I don't think so, but I hope so in the future. yeah, I hope so in the future.
How was my holiday? I'm not sure if it was a holiday.
So this was my second time in Palestine, and I think what got me most is how you learn something new every time and you get new experiences and you come back more determined.
I think the thing I'll take back to the UK is the amazing resilience of all the Palestinians we met throughout our trip. Some of the most incredibly powerful women.
Yeah, the trip's been a real roller coaster of emotions. Met some wonderful people, had some really good times.
It's been really emotional. It's been great though, like really the hospitality of Palestinian people we stayed with has been fantastic, and the country is beautiful.
Last night when Layla was saying that she didn't really feel any hope for the future, that made me feel really sad.
Ja, ich bin ziemlich dankbar. Ich habe ganz viele Eindrücke hier bekommen, die ich so überhaupt nicht erwartet habe. Ich gehe nach Hause mit einem Gefühl von Traurigkeit, mit viel Nachdenken, mit vielen Bildern im Kopf und mit der Frage, wieso wir uns da in Deutschland eigentlich so wenig mit beschäftigt haben bisher, und bin ziemlich dankbar, diese Erfahrung gemacht zu haben.
I think it's been amazing to meet people who, despite maybe not having any hope that things are going to get better, determined to just keep doing what they want, whether it's playing football or just living in their own village on their own land.
This has been an amazing trip, and I think it's got me a whole lot of respect for all the football teams here.